Also, Bazooka, our Zerg player in the top left. Richie will take the right and bottom position.
Indeed, and this is an elimination match. So for one of these two players, it's going to be their final series in the tournament today at Epic 15, which has the disadvantage of meaning they're out of the running, can't get any prize money, but the advantage of meaning they can hit the bar.
Yeah, as much as I like both of these guys, I gotta say I favour Richie in this situation.
Yes,
Bazooka is maybe a little bit less consistent, and he is a good player. He's like kind of mid-master, I believe.
He's mid-master.
Richie's high master or GM and NA, so you know there's definite potential there.
Yes, definitely a possibility of Bazooka taking a couple of games, but as you mentioned, GamerRichy probably the favoured player in this matchup. We'll see how Bazooka comes up. Probably just going to be 15 hatch, 16 pool, but you could see something else coming out. We've had a lot more players pool firsting versus Terran than I thought was really common, particularly in this tournament. I don't know whether that's just something the UK scene practices a lot, or whether it's how roaches are played nowadays. I can't keep up with these kids and their metas.
Their meta games.
Just give me ADC, bot lane, and
don't even know what
easy metas. Don't ever change. Don't have to remember anything.
Don't even know what you're talking about. Don't even understand the words that came out of your mouth.
Brilliant.
I assume it was Counter-Strike.
Oh, probably.
It might also be Counter-Strike.
I don't think so though. I don't know.
No, I don't know how Counter-Strike works.
You shoot people in the head.
Yeah, got guns at the enemy, much like Marines, which we're not seeing produced by Richie at this point. Instead, he's going for that Reaper opening that is so standard out of every Terran on almost every map, with the exception, of course, of Bump and Grind.
But still very standard against Zerg, just against Protoss, because Zerg don't have Mothership Core.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's very good on Bump and Grind, because the rate of rushes is so short. You actually have to go pool first on Bump and Grind.
Really?
Yeah, you can't. Sense. If you hatch first, you lose the game to Reapers.
It's very Scrap Station-y, or whatever that map was called.
Yeah,
I feel like it was Scrap Station.
I think you might be Scrap Station.
Yeah. Yeah, it did start adding to the brackets. So there we know, but this is what happens when you're 3 minutes in the future.
Yes, it's a strange place here.
The world has changed.
Yes, not much has changed, but we do live underwater.
You don't have children.
If I do, I'll embarrass the fuck out of them.
Yeah, that's true. They're either going to grow up like a really strong or really repressed. It goes one of two. Like, there's no middle ground. There isn't.
They'll be strong, independent, not easily embarrassable people, or they'll
be so damaged. They will be so damaged.
It'll be an experiment.
Yeah,
we'll have a control group, and we'll name them Control Group. I want to have a child named Control Group now.
I think that even if you just name a child Control Group, it adds a lot of suspicion onto all the other children. At that point, I would become deadly shifty. I'd just be like, parents, what have you done?
Parent 1, Parent B, what are you doing?
Yes. Really standard opening from these two guys so far. You just got droning for Bazooka, a little bit of a poke with Reapers for Richie, trying to get that scouting information, and what he's seen so far has been pretty much everything. Not seeing the gases as they're building in the main base, but that's actually kind of good. I mean, I've changed my mind on that. I think Bazooka should have built those in the natural, because if you build 2 gases in the natural, then your opponent knows you have 2+ gases. If you see nothing in the main, he knows you have 2- gases, and no Zerg doesn't make gas, so there has to be at least 1 or 2. Like,
true.
Why would you not have any gas at this point in the game?
Slowly all in?
But it would be hitting already.
That's true. What are you doing?
Third, probably.
What are you doing? A queen all in?
Okay. I hadn't thought of a queen all in.
It wouldn't have hit yet.
And you'd still need gas for the Nidus.
No, Nidus. Queen all in.
Slow queen all in.
Slow queen all in.
Just walk across the map.
Yeah.
Moves out.
It wouldn't have hit yet.
It wouldn't have hit yet.
It would be somewhere here.
About halfway
3
across
minutes
the map.
time.
Yeah.
It'll run into the Wither Mines. It'll tank it on the queens. Transfuse them up.
That.
It is the new meta.
Yes. There we go, loading up that medevac, sending it out. Gotta make sure he doesn't get sniped by any cross-map queens, as they are, or perhaps those are they are overlords. I didn't really think they were going to be queens. It would be nice if they were though. That'd be an ideal world. Go for the Destiny plat build.
Yes, absolutely. But W Chambers and Roach on camera down at the front. Bazooka.
Yeah,
it seems like all the UK Zergs are Roach Hydra players.
It makes sense
apart
to get like
from
regional meta, though, to a certain extent.
Yeah. They all just, it's kind of refreshing, because every time I cast a tournament and it's a ZVT, I'm like, you know what, actually Roach Hydra's pretty good on this matchup. And nobody does it.
No.
And then anytime I come to like a UK LAN or casting any kind of UK events, it's like there's Roach Hydra all over the place. And there's like one game where somebody goes Lingbane Muta. And it's like, whoa, this is different, this is unusual. How does this composition work? There's no ranged units, apart from Mutalisks. And
my goodness, we've never seen the lack of this.
Where are the Vipers? Their hive is so late. And it's just cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So close to losing that medevac. One shot away from losing that medevac. Sacrifices a Reaper instead. And that's incredibly fortunate for Richie to keep that alive, to keep the harassment on. Now another drop heading towards the top end of the map, trying to pull apart Bazooka with multitasking. There are no... Sees the hatchery at the bottom. I could see that getting stimmed and burst down. That could cause some real problems in just a second as Richie goes in. Where's the stim, Richie?
It's not on. He doesn't have stim.
What is wrong with him? What is wrong with him this tournament?
He's actually forgotten stim.
Richie,
maybe right. No, but he doesn't have a tech lab on. This is such a late stim.
Yeah,
he's not gonna have stim until like 13 minutes.
That doesn't bode well, to say the least. You don't see Terrans getting stim this late most of the time. I remember in the last time we cast him at Epic Lab, he forgot combat shield until incredibly late.
Yeah, but he had like a tech lab.
Yeah.
It seems more like a deliberate build choice almost. Just because his extra racks and his extra add-ons are so late. He's not even getting double tech lab for combat shields. He's going to have stim and no combat shields for so long.
Yeah.
Like, I could kind of understand this if he was going really greedy with a 30cc. Whoa, okay, just one kill on the woodline. I could kind of understand this if he was going really greedy with a fast 30cc. But the 30cc is not exactly like a super timely.
No, it's not the fastest in the world at all. Like, you could see this a full minute earlier and it would have not been that unusual. But it's not like he's floating money either. I think he just wants to have a really, really strong army this game.
Yeah.
Got that stim coming in as well now, finally, because it is his favourite upgrade, as everybody knows.
Really? I thought he preferred combat shield.
Behemoth reactor.
Behemoth reactor. No, Caduceus reactor.
That's medevac heal.
Yeah, no, not even heal. Medevac energy.
Yeah.
Neosteel frame. Never forget. Kelazor actually gets Neosteel frame.
Sporadically useful.
Yes.
It's not useful. It just is not useful in the early game.
I mean, no, the early game's where it's actually useful, but
you can't get it.
You can't get it. It's not useful to actually get in the early game.
What
it's
I
too
meant
expensive.
it's not useful. It's like it's not practical to get.
Not practical in the early game. No.
Yeah.
That's not good. I'm glad we've established this.
The linguistic complexities of English.
Yes. Although I believe in that tense, it should be England-ish, Englandese.
No.
English.
No. English.
Ogles. Ogle.
Stop. I think Bazooka could be working on his creep spread a little bit more. Just looking at the greens, and there's a hell of a lot of energy.
There's tons of energy.
You can mix that in for transfuses in the late game.
Yeah,
right
but
now,
do you really need like 4 transfuses on 1 queen?
No, you don't. What you need is to have your defences all in the right place for when Richie marches into your third base. In come the Widow Mines. There is a backing of tanks following it up, and that was going to fire. Thought that was going to fire, but no fire. Richie stims into the third base, picks up the queen as fast as he can, begins to focus it down. Try and lead those tanks, lead those roaches into tanks, into Widow Mines, in order to splash on them and kill them off that bit more easily. But right now, he doesn't actually need to. The army of Bazooka really is struggling to engage because the bioforce is so strong in itself.
Yeah, it actually is doing really surprisingly well. Like, this is his stim timing, and it's 30 minutes late, but he hasn't punched for it. He's gone up, and now he's gone away with that little bit of greed in that late stim timing. Wouldn't mind takes out a tank, a single ling. The other tank is cleaned out, and it looks like GamerRichy is going to be pushed back, but he has done very good damage to the third base. Well, what third base? Nothing anymore. Bazooka's in a little bit of trouble as actually GamerRichy's reinforcements manage to force him back towards his own roaches. 2 Baneleys coming in here. If GamerRichy can target 5 of them down, he might be able to take a fight, but will risk it? Will I? Not quite.
No, it doesn't quite trigger. The third base of Richie was established during that engagement, so Bazooka now down a base on his Terran opponent, and Richie actually just looking really good in this game.
Yeah, 2-2 finish now for Bazooka. It's going to help him up, but oh, no cancel on the third.
Free
that
stuff.
Stings. Free is free, and free is always better. But Bazooka, he's having to resort to Roach Bane to actually try and hold this off, and Bane's speed is finished now, so that'll help out a little bit. The armory's coming in for Richie so he can get his 2-2 underway, which he is in dire need of, really, because Bazooka's 2-2 already finished.
Yeah, great upgrade from my third player.
Yeah, he moves forward with the roaches. Looks like he is going to be able to push this back. Combat Shield's done now for GamerRichy, though, so his Marines dying in 1 less hit to the roaches, 2 less hits with the Medevacs actually tanking, healing for them. And Bazooka manages to, gets pushed back.
Yeah, pushes Bazooka back onto his own creep, which is going to be receding very shortly as the creep team is being picked off by the scans coming down from our Stim and Winterran. Now stimming towards those roaches, keeping them healed up with a bevy of medevacs, killing off as many roaches as possible with that marauder support. And actually we see drones coming off the line, a last ditch attempt out of Bazooka to hold this, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's so much DPS in that fight, all of the drones from the main even.
As the reinforcements come in for GamerRichy, I thought he was going to be able to clean out the army, but the second one for GamerRichy, 25 drones come down, and there's more drones dead than alive now for Bazooka. The last vestiges of his defensive force get cleared up. GG, well played. GamerRichy takes game 1, keeping his tournament stakes alive. Of course, elimination match again. Bazooka is up against the wall now, 1 game away from getting knocked out.
Yes. He got to be feeling the pressure at this point. Although actually, no, you know what, I take that back. I was going to say he felt quite relaxed when we encountered him, but he's not actually like super relaxed. You can see the pressure in some of the players. You can see that kind of tension where they're just like, I'm not the favourite to win. And then you've got those who are the favourites to win. They're just like, I better not screw it up.
Yeah, I think it's just in how they personally handle pressure as well.
Yeah,
and like some players play a lot better when they're the underdog. And they think, well, you know what, there's no pressure, I can try some weird stuff, and if it works, it worked, great, nobody expected that, and if it doesn't, then, you know, there's no surprises. It's not like everyone's going, whoa, who's this scrub? He got wrecked by somebody who's supposed to be better than him, because that's the expected result. So let's, I have invited GamerRichy, it's Bazooka I need to invite, there we go. Bada bing, bada bum. And Coda, map number 2. What was map number 1? Terraform. It's almost like we just saw it.
Yes, so, Terraform, Ladder Edition.
Ladder Edition, Le Terraform. DAE. So, Coda, another 2-spawn map, but quite different to Terraform in a lot of ways. A lot more sort of parade push focused. It's Terraform and Coda and the standard maps. Like Terraform, Coda and Iron Fortress. Maybe with Cactus Valley thrown in occasionally will be the 3 maps I'd pick as the maps of
the standard.
Yes,
the ones that are used.
The ones that we've seen we've seen like 1 game on Moonlight Madness, 1 or 2 on Dash and Terminal.
Did we even see 1 on Moonlight Madness?
I think maybe we saw Moonlight Madness as a 3rd map that we didn't get to.
Yeah, I don't think we actually saw Moonlight Madness played. I think you talked about it for a bit, but I don't think it actually happened to us.
I think you might be right.
Yeah. We saw 1 or 2 games on Dash and Terminal.
We've definitely seen a couple on Dash and Terminal, because we saw one where I pointed out, I was like, look, this is crazy. Look at all the voyages of the natural. Still actually pretty okay.
Yeah. But that was when Boombox was playing and he sent in the one...
yes, he cornered out 2 Zealots against a Zerg player. It was AC, I think. Yes, Boombox versus AC. AC went...
Yes, that was brutal.
3 hatch. He went pool, hatch at the 3rd base, and then the natural. I meant to ask him about why he went for the 3rd base first, because it doesn't seem like much advantage on Dash and Terminal, because usually you want to get like the creep spread established in that 3rd base, which is a little harder to defend, more secure and more actually working earlier, but then I don't know, it's set back in Dash and Terminal, so you don't get the extra bonus of that creep spread, and it's easy to defend anyway. But either way,
good thoughts.
I'm sure. Yes, thoughts. They were thoughts. You've got that much right. Either way, we are here on Coda. Down the bottom right-hand corner, it is the Stim and Win Terran, currently 1-0 up against his opponent, keeping his tournament dreams and hopes alive. From Force Gaming, it's GamerRichy.
And his opponent, down one game away, lost game away, I should say, from elimination, because he still has the chance to bring this back. In the top left, in the pink, representing Team SC2 Improve, it's Bazooka.
Yes, it is.
Bazooka.
GamerRichy, looking for the 12-12 maybe.
Building in the middle of the map, like Zero.
Yeah.
No, he's not doing that. He could be doing that, but he's not. No, going for.
I don't think that would be a good idea on Coda.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
Because like,
was it really a good idea on whatever he did it on?
Cactus.
Yeah, I guess a better idea.
It was a better idea. I think. Who's against that game? Figaro. I mean, I admit I was paying more attention to what Zero was doing, but I think Figaro went pool first and sent the two lings cross map because he was going for delay on a CC first. And what ended up happening is sending the two lings cross map because he was scouting the corner positions with his overlords. Was he just found the cheese that was hidden in the middle of the map? Mm-hmm. So Zero was never able to bring his cunning ploy, his plan to fruition, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, he didn't make it work out. He also lifted his factory at a very unfortunate time. If he'd been making reactor aliens, maybe it could have gone a bit differently. But that was not the one. He didn't get away with it, unfortunately for him. We'll have to see whether Richie goes for a similarly Hellion-oriented strategy, or whether he has some other trick up his sleeve this game.
Yes. I mean, I don't know about Hellion-oriented strategy, but I would be possibly negatively surprised to see Hellions in this game. I'll be surprised if we didn't, a little, but Hellions are very much the norm. Although, again,
be totally surprised if we didn't see them, but at the same time, we probably will.
We've not seen them a bit more in this tournament, and again, I think that's because of the UK meta with lots of Roach Hydra. Yeah. There's less possibility of the Hellions really doing damage. You certainly don't force out some Lings, and the Roach Hydra players generally get like 5 or so Queens to fend off a bunch of Hellions, and that works out really well. Queens sort of scale exponentially just because of transfuse. Like any energy unit, if you've got effectively infinite energy, or the more energy you have, the better they are. And one of the best ways to get energy is to just have more units that make energy. But these Lings have actually managed to juke around the Reaper very nicely. The second Reaper, though, for GamerRichy, stayed at home, nice and safe to defend the CC.
Yep, just keep the pokes up, keep the Reaper dancing back and back and back, going up and down those cliffs, shooting at the Lings. But of course, this SCV getting caught and trapped, didn't manage to mineral walk through that. Reaper will clean up the Lings in time, and that will deny a certain amount of vision on the map, or at least waste a couple more lava on replacement Lings. But an SCV did go down, and the command center was delayed by maybe 10 seconds.
Slight delay on the command center, I think a little more than 10, maybe like 15, 20. But
it's not too big a deal.
I don't know, maybe it's Blizzard seconds. Maybe you're talking Blizzard seconds.
To be honest, I don't know if this still works in Blizzard seconds, doesn't it?
Yes, it's Legacy.
Yes.
That'll be real
Legacy
seconds.
is in real seconds because it was a bit silly that the Blizzard seconds weren't the same.
Yes,
but now we're working in Blizzard seconds.
Well, now we're not. No,
right,
now we are working. Yeah, now we are working in Blizzard seconds.
Yeah,
true.
now we are.
Soon we're working in real time.
Soon, real time.
Yes.
The dream. Technically, that means this isn't a real time strategy game.
A Blizzard time strategy game.
Oh my god.
BTS.
I understand immediately why they didn't go with that tagline.
Yes.
So technically, I think real time just means like live action rather.
Yes. Yeah. And turn based. Yes. No. Obviously. But third base scouts out here by GamerRichy. He actually looks to be, if not skipping, then at least delaying Hellions a little bit. If Bazooka had rushed Lair and rushed Overlord speed on his other hatchery, he could be spreading creep right now on this reactor to stop GamerRichy switching it over with the factory.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's my point.
Well, he hasn't done that.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
No, so, okay, well, if he'd done that, then yeah, you're right, absolutely. Queen goes down as it tries to spread creep. All she ever wanted to do was poop all over the map. And she's
much like most queens.
It's true, yes.
That is, in fact, the origin of the British Empire.
That's
Queen
true.
Victoria was thinking, you know what? We haven't taken a giant dump on India enough yet. I want to be Empress, and then
I'd like to build a
let's drop my britches, build a water closet, and yeah, let's get to pooping.
Yeah, and then unfortunately she too was exploded by attacking jetpack warriors.
Yeah, that's it. As is the traditional end to all British monarchs.
Yes. So, GamerRichy moving out with his first medevac full of delicious marines, ready to feed them into Bazooka's gaping Zerg maw, or potentially shoot that maw right in its face.
Yes, the possibilities are endless when you have a medevac full of marines.
Yes.
They can shoot up, they can shoot down, they can be lifted up, they can be lifted down. It's just...
Can you lift it down? Is that... No, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
you're in a
lift
lift.
enough. If you're lifting in Australia.
Yep.
Taking a nice position here actually.
Really nice.
Going back.
No, but as soon as the position stopped being nice, straight up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not try and
100%.
fight it. Absolutely the right decision out of Richie there, I think.
Got 9 drones, got a bunch of lings, and for the cost of 1 marine, pretty worthwhile.
And he's once again going towards that clearly defined macro rather than getting himself a command center or anything. So he hasn't got that third command center. Once again, it's getting towards the point where you might be expecting to see that added on, but we'll have to see when he chooses to build that, if at all. It could be a 2-base play. Yeah,
it's possible. And again, there's no stim. Stim has once again been very, very delayed. Tech Glamour actually same build as last time, and he does have much faster 1-1, and he's got an Overlord out to start hunting down Vikings. The other way around. A Viking out to start hunting down Overlords. The Pole Viking, but he's actually it's just keeping it at home a minute. So the 1-1 for GamerRichy is very, very fast, but Stim is very, very late. So I don't know how well that matches up. At the minute, Bazooka's going for Lingbane Muta with those upgrades. And GamerRichy does have a slight upgrade advantage, but I still don't know whether it's worth delaying Stim. But it worked out for the last game.
I don't know. I think in terms of pure mind games, what's the last thing you'd expect GamerRichy to do?
That is very true. If there's anything I expect GamerRichy to delay, it's something that's not Stim.
Yeah, I expect him to open a Stim depot barracks.
Yeah.
Normally. Go heroes for 6 Stim.
Oh my god! The Widowmine! Ooh! Last second split. Mitigates some of the damage for Bazooka, but it's still there.
Yeah, mine is not dead. Get a few Banes for it as well. Trading off 2 more to make sure it stays
dead. He needed 1, but he didn't know that because
he did
you don't have health bars on when the units are not detected, borrowed, cloaked, whatever. But GamerRichy moving out here now. His +1 armor just finishing up as well. Stim could be started any second now, but
but it wasn't. Thanks, Richie.
Good job. GamerRichy morphing up those Hellbats as well. His 2-2 could be on the way pretty soon as well. Bazooka without the centrifugal hooks on those banelings, without speed. Couple good Widowmine baits, although 1 Widowmine does keep active. Stay possible. And Bazooka's moving in now with banelings with no speed. Splits are okay from GamerRichy, actually more than okay, very, very nice. He has a lot of marines left over. Both the Widowmines used up now, but you know what, there's very little for them to go off on. 5 banelings coming out here, with speed now admittedly, but there's a landed Vikings tank for them. There's, actually Hellbot's got taken out, but landed Vikings actually tank pretty well for Banes.
Yeah, no, landed Vikings are pretty decent. They're armoured units, the Banes don't get that bonus damage, and of course Richie's splits have been on point this game anyway, so this third base quite likely to be taking some hits. Already pre-split, most of the Marines stay alive after their engagement, just 7 or so traded off, and a lot of drones have gone down, along with that third base of Bazooka.
And that is a crucial base to have. Now, aside from the advantage of mules, GamerRichy's third base is up and moderately running. Just running enough, but it's running enough. It's certainly running a lot more than Bazookas.
Yes.
But, the banelings move in again, but GamerRichy's kicing back. 1 big hit, not quite enough to take out the Marines and Hellbats, and they will be healed up by that medevac cloud up above. The Nucleusks doing their work. Do clean up the forward Marine force from GamerRichy, but the reserves move in, and it is TG. GamerRichy with the 2-0 keeps his tournament hopes alive. And he's still in that lower bracket, still Still not out of the woods yet, but he's continuing his tournament run. Moves on to the lower consolidation.
And he'll face the victor of Sluggy versus Despoxter.
Yes, he will. And then he moves on to upper semi-final number 2, which I think is the one we bring you. Oh no. Oh, then he's got either Figaro or Kladderheiser.
Tough.
After that.
That is a tough,
either one, a tough opponent.
Yeah. Considering, he already lost to Figaro, didn't he? No, he hasn't played him.
No, he hasn't played Figaro. He lost to...
Other side of the bracket, yeah.
Spacey Maisie. Speaking of Space Maisie, we've got Spacey Maisie versus Boombox up next. This is going to be a sick one.
Bringing you our first Protoss of the day, and indeed maybe even the last one of the tournament. Where did the rest of them go?
Well, who were the other tournaments? We had...
Azur's got knocked out into the lower bracket, I
Azur's on the lower bracket. I don't know how he's doing down there. He got knocked out, yeah. He's got knocked out by Bazooka.
So that's like all that's left. Yeah. Magico knocked out by Wardy, who's Magico's Protoss. And Grimsy, we think, was Terran.
Grimsy might have been Terran.
Yeah, no, from what I heard, Grimsy was Terran. So that's makes Boombox the final Protoss, but we have an interview for you now, guys.
Yeah, it looks like they are ready over in
Not
the
with the Protoss either.
Not with the Protoss, no. Unless Protoss has some interesting new glasses. But either way, let's hop on over to FaZe and hear what GamerRichy has to say about his last game.
Right, he's turned from the most passionate man in esports to the most, like, the coolest man in esports, the most chill man. I mean, he's going to, he's in the lower brackets now, he's going to start fighting his way up. I mean, like, hello there, Richie.
Hello everyone, you alright?
How do you think those games went, just overall? I mean, like, I was watching Bazooka, and I noticed that he goes for a lot of roach plays. I'm like, are you familiar with these roach plays, considering you practice with Dave a lot?
Yeah, that comes as one of my strong points. There's certain Zergs that will fall to what is known as the Richie build. Can't really discuss too much because I might use them in the games to come. Until you figure out what I like to do in TVZ, it's relatively hard to keep that third saturated because you're going to be dropped all day. And then when stim is done, sometimes I even finish before stim is done. So it's just constant aggression.
Finish before stim is done. I must feel dirty once you win, though. Like the stimmers are not using stim.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like Zerg without using Zerglings in ZVT.
No, that's right. Well, at the end of the day, Bazooka's improved a hell of a lot. Getting into Masters, he's doing a good job. He does some very, very strong, powerful builds that if you're not too familiar with, you are going to get caught out really badly. However, he's just one of the players that hasn't quite adapted to how I like to play. Spacey, as you've seen, knows exactly what I like to do because we practice all the time. But with other Zergs, it's a bit different because we're not sort of in each other's faces a lot. We don't really practice a lot, and it's kind of new.
Well, like it's good that you like know how to deal with roaches. I know that you're not a particular fan of mech, but I know that like considering you're using bio against roaches, which the normal counter that is mostly mech. Like it's very hard to play bio against roaches. Well, in my experience, it is. Maybe not for you, considering you've adapted so well to playing against mostly a composition that's mostly countered by mech. I mean, do you feel like you're going to get EU GM here?
To be honest, beating the top 50 GM on EU this morning, Zerg, above Spacey, I heard, so he's obviously was a bit nervous seeing that this morning, which was good. Yeah, I feel that throughout this tournament, I've just been getting stronger and stronger, and had a look at the replays through the first and second versus Spacey. First game should have went completely different, pre-splitting, could have done a lot better, but right now, I'm coming back.
Yeah, I feel like you could definitely climb back up to that and maybe be a very top contender for the tournament because everyone's looking strong at this tournament. It's actually very close between, at the moment, my top three is probably going to be Dave, Kladderheiser, Boombox, and Spacey. But I'm like, to be honest, there's been quite an abundance of tea here. Are you going to bit of Terran, bit of the stim? Do you feel like you can bring that back and like make Terran the top of this tournament? A mostly Zerg dominated tournament. Boombox is actually the last Protoss left in the tournament.
Well, definitely. Last Epic LAN, I was the last Terran to get the furthest. That's my aim this Epic LAN, no matter how much or how far I have to go. I want to be the best Terran at the Epic Lands all the time, and wherever I finish, I'm gonna go out with a fight.
Like if you keep on climbing the way you are, you could definitely go to the top Terran in Britain, just taking over that spot from the Muslim.
I wish. Yeah.
You wish. You're not that bad. Like I mean, like if you two play together, I feel like it'd be really close.
TBT, possibly, yeah.
Then again, TVT is quite coin flip in my opinion. Most mirror matchups are. All right, is there any questions from the casters? No. All right, all right, Richie. That's the end of the interview, man. No questions from the casters. They've just accepted that your stim and win is just the best.
Brilliant. Well, looking forward to the next game, Spacey versus Boombox. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a really good game.
Do you have any predictions for the games?
2-1 Spacey.
2-1 Spacey?
Yep.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. I think Spacey's got a load of tricks up his sleeve. I've seen them, so.
All right, that's brilliant, man. I'm gonna let you get back to prepping for your other games.
Thank you.
Thanks for the interview, man, and good luck.
Stim and win, baby.
Stim and win.